know you could lose 30, 40, even 50% of your investments. When the market crashes, it's time you take control of your investments. For over 15 years, Philsgang.com's Phil Grandy has been teaching, coaching, and investing right along with all Philsgang members, making profits when the market is up or down. Philsgang.com posts daily market updates, has a live investing class, and all material is archived. Sounds too good to be true? Why not join thousands of satisfied Philsgang customers today? Go to Philsgang.com, Philsgang.com, or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264.
For more information, simply go to Philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Philsgang.com.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With Philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. Philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With Philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all Philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to Philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
It's pretty amazing when you consider that 7 years ago, we didn't have the treatments we have now. We cure 80% of children with cancer. Go back 50 years, we were curing 20 to 30%. This is the miracle story of modern medicine. We understand what makes this cancer tick. And of course, without donors from around the world, this just couldn't happen. There's one thing we're focused on, and that's beating this thing.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Philsgang.com. We're offering the most powerful stock charts available on the market. The Max Vest 1000 charts. Now, the difference between these charts and all the other charts is this follows the money. Yes, it gives you a buy-sell signal. I know you're going to say, well, they all do. No, not true. The difference with the Max Vest is they follow the important money, the hedge funds, the biggest banks, the 401ks, the pension fund managers. That's the big difference. They're not following the emotion. That's what most charts do. They follow the money. That's what MaxVest does, follows the money. Check it out. Join my gang, Philsgang.com. Oh, and the chart is low as $19.95 a month. For more information, just go to Philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with Philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, Philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to Philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que St. Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Phil's Gang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. Philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264. The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
Well, the plane is totally out of control. It's going to be over $4 billion. It's for Air Force One program. And I think it's ridiculous. I think Boeing is doing a little bit of a number. We want Boeing to make a lot of money, but not that much money.
Don't you love it? Don't you just love it? That's right after he takes the phone call from the Taiwan president. They got everybody's underwear all knotted up over at the White House, the Defense Department, the Pentagon. You got to love this guy. Welcome to Phil's Gang, coast to coast around the country, off the Wall Street Radio Network. Wow, what a day. We got so much to talk about today. I don't know really where to begin. I can tell you about the market. The market right now is pretty flat because it's confused. Trump rally, this big Trump rally, well, they're starting to figure out there's nothing to it. It's not going to work. It's not going to be sustainable. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But first, this is crazy. This is amazing. Now they're all crazy over the fact he canceled this airplane, these two airplanes. I think this is fantastic. See, this is why he was elected. He was elected to shake things up. Anybody else, Obama, Bush, anybody else would say, okay, keep going with it. Don't worry, it's not my money. Not him. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great. But you know what's really getting me grumpy is the headlines. The headlines are driving me nuts. Trump inherits best economy in generation. Trump inherits a boom. President Obama is handing Trump the strongest economy in decades. Obama gives Trump a gift, handing him a booming economy. Wow. I mean, you have to admire their interpretation of strong economy. The PR department for the Obama administration, which is the mainstream media. I mean, yeah, that's their PR department. What a great PR department he's got. Isn't that amazing? A strong economy doesn't have 9 million homeowners leave their homes and go rent. I don't think you call that. Do you call that strong? What are you, nuts? This is crazy. Or how do you say it's a strong economy with a GDP economic growth of less than 2%? For the last 8 years, when the average should be 4%, when he's the only president in the history of this country that did not grow the economy by 3%. So you say a GDP growth rate of 2% is a strong economy? Listen to this guy. This guy, another one of these guys on Wall Street with his fancy hairdo and his cheap suit. His pompadour hairdo is his.
I think there's been even before the Trump election, we had an uptick in growth here in the United States. We were growing sub 2%, and suddenly in the third quarter we grew 3%, and the fourth quarter looks like another 3-handle number for growth. Earnings went from negative year on year for several quarters to positive. Japan.
All right, stop. Let's tell the truth what happened here. Let's tell the truth. We've had the worst quarters. We've never had, and we may be going to 6 quarters back-to-back negative earnings, which means negative revenues, which means negative profits. We've never had 5, 6 quarters in a row. That's a strong economy? What are you, nuts? Think about it. The first quarter, we had a negative earnings growth. It was just 0.8%. Second quarter, 1.4%. The third quarter, 2.9%. These are all negative, 2.9%. And coming in, and they're talking now for the fourth quarter, is also going to be negative. Are you kidding? Second quarter, 1.4%. You're talking about revenues. This is ridiculous. This is nuts. I don't get it. I mean, this is just, how can they say this kind of stuff? Strong? A strong economy doesn't have only 26% of its S&P 500 companies contributing revenue growth or profits, while the other 74% of the S&P 500 companies with 5 consecutive quarters back-to-back negative revenues. When have we ever had 74% of the S&P 500 companies all with negative earnings back-to-back, negative, no earnings, no growth? And that's strong economy? What are you, nuts? Look, revenue growth, earnings growth, what that means is profits. It's the heart and the soul of a company. And we only have 26% of the 500 companies that are delivering revenue growth. That is pathetic. That's what they're handing to Trump. Profits, revenue growth, the heart and soul of a company. And that's the CEO's top objective, is his revenue growth. See, it gives an opportunity to plow profits, those revenue back into your company. It's called capital expenditures. Like new technology, new machinery. See, and that increases productivity, which increases wages, increases hiring. You see how so important revenues growth is, but we have 74% of our companies that are not delivering it, that are negative. And then they go borrow money to mask the negative, so they buy their own shares to push the stock prices up. So we end up with everything fake under this administration. We have a fake unemployment number, fake GDP number, fake money. We have fake jobs, fake earnings for growth. We have fake stock prices. We have everything fake. We have even consumer debt's fake. Everything's fake. When you have a negative revenue growth like we've had under Obama, companies then keep cutting costs to maintain their profits. So we have 74% of our S&P 500 companies cutting costs. What's their biggest cost? Labor. And that's what they do. They cut labor. It's the first thing that goes. This is nuts. And it's why over 7 million high-paying full-time manufacturing, construction, and mining jobs have been cut. That's right. And you know where the profits go now? Not plowed back into the company. It's plowed back into the CEO's pocket as salaries and stock options. And is why the economy under Obama is not growing, the slowest pace in our history. We've never had a recovery so slow. So not only is Obama handing over a weak economy, but when your revenues keep dropping, consumption keeps dropping, and therefore you don't have any increase in consumption. And what consumption we have been having is debt. So people aren't making enough money because their full-time job got cut back to part-time job. Their rent and health care is so high that they don't have any money left. So all the consumption is on plastic. Plastic. All the consumption's on credit cards. Then you hear them say, oh boy, look at this. Consumers are strong. Boy, they're resilient. That idiot on CNBC, Steve Leisman. What a dope. I remember when he said, before the market crash 2008, isn't this wonderful? Consumers are spending more than they're taking in. Aren't they resilient? And then the market crashed. Hey, it's 15 past the hour here at Phil's Gang. Join my gang. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Philsgang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Philsgang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Philsgang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. Philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Philsgang. That's philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Phil's Gang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with Philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, Philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to Philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With Philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. Philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With Philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market. You get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all Philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to Philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Philsgang.com. You know, we're closing on 2016, and we're looking forward to President-elect Trump, his administration, and his prosperous economy. And what a great time to invest. I have not been this excited about the stock market in years. He's going to straighten out the economy, and the market's going to be terrific. This past year, I informed Philsgang that the big winner was going to be mining stocks, gold mining stocks. And were we right? Some gang members gained as much as 50, 60, 70%. That's right. What an exciting year this has been for gold mining. So stay tuned, because this year we think it's going to be oil. Join the gang, philsgang.com. Just go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. This segment of the Philsgang Show is brought to you by the MV Stock Charts. For more information, go to philsgang.com.
I don't think it's a disaster by any means. I don't think
the money.
But I was buying it at 90, and I didn't get out of it at 116, 17 when it, this is the most recent high. But I just felt like 109, 110. You definitely have repatriation bullishness, but you also have protectionism concerns. I was very early on cyclical.
That's okay.
Too early, but I was buying in the spring and into the summertime. So I'm not necessarily chasing the cyclicals here. I'm holding on to them.
But she lost money. Okay, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Oh, my God. They're all talking about headline after headline, magnificent economy is going to be handed over to Trump. Huge economy. He's so excited about it. If the economy was so good, then why did he win? Why did he win? Because people know the economy is not good. High-paying manufacturing jobs are at a 7-year low. Factory orders are the weakest in 10 years. Productivity at a 10-year low. Part-time jobs have increased from 4.5 million to now over 8 million. And when you go from full-time to part-time, the next stop is where? Poverty. There are 2.8 million fewer full-time workers now in manufacturing. This is unbelievable. The stuff that we get fed to us from TV it's just criminal. But the opportunity is going to be, guess where? If you want to make money in the market, the mining stocks. Let's talk about the mining stocks. Let's go to my stock corner.
The Philsgang Stock Corner is brought to you by the MaxVest 1000 Stock Charts.
And welcome to Stock Corner. Here's what you don't want to hear. Listen to this. This is unbelievable. Listen to this.
There's something that came out today. There's a surge right now in orders for Class 8 commercial trucks. This according to data from FTR. First time that we have seen new orders surge above the year-ago period. I mean, this is huge. Medium and small fleets are putting in orders in anticipation of a strong first half of next year. PACCAR, which is the one you could buy, is an American company. They own Kenworth and Peterbilt. They've got about 27% in the market share combined, up 3.7%. I think that stock's...
Who cares? Who cares about that? If I dug up J.P. Morgan, he'd second the motion. Who cares about all that? PCAR. Who cares? But here's what is interesting. He tells people to start buying it today. What are you, nuts? A stock that's already gone up 22%? If you look on my chart, you have a mobile device. Go to my site right now, philsgang.com, and you can see it. Just go to philsgang.com and click where it says Watch Live. It's right there. You can't miss it. And look at this. This is why you don't listen to these dopes. First of all, the stock told us to be out of the stock. And you can see right here, to be out of it. And on that day, it turned red. And this day, that was back in, of course, on the right around October 12th. And the stock was trading right around $57. And it said, get out, because the institutions are pulling money out. Now, if this is one of the stocks you watch all the time, and that's the key to creating wealth in the stock market, you got to watch the same stocks all year long. You take 5 brand name stocks. I can take 100 people. I can take the S&P 500, and I'll tell everyone pick 5 stocks, and they all got to be different. Or I can go and go to the S&P 100, or even go to the Dow 30. All pick 5 stocks. Mix them all up so they're all different. At the end of the year, you're all going to make the same money. Because it's not about the company. It's not about what the company does. It has nothing to do with it. What are you, nuts? You really think a company, you buy a stock based on its fundamentals? You really think you buy a company based on what it makes or what the margins are? Are you kidding? Of course not. That's not. It used to be, but no more. That's not how it works anymore. You buy a stock based on the 9 biggest banks, the biggest hedge funds, the pension fund managers, the insurance company managers, the 401k managers. What are they buying? So you take a look. PCAR. They were taking their money out on October 12th, and it dropped from around $58 all the way down to about $53. Dropped. So you'd been out of that if you're with me and a gang member. We'd be out of that. So that was about 8%. Then we wait. Then all of a sudden it starts turning green. It starts turning green. And it turns green on November 9th. And it turns green right around $53.65, and it goes up to $65. Goes to $65. 21%. So the stock moves 21%, and this dope on CNBC with his pompadour hairdo, his fancy suit, tells you to get in now. Tells you to get in now. You know why he tells you to get in now? So he can get out. So he can get out. It's like my brother and I, we used to go steal apples. And every time we go to the farmer's field, right, I'd hold up the fence for him. He'd get under, go steal the apples. Then I'd go, and then on the way back out, he wouldn't hold the fence up, and I'd get caught. But he got out. It's the same thing. He used to do that to me all the time. I got caught every time. I don't know why. But I'm telling you, this is crazy. It's not what you do with a stock. You don't get in after the big boys got in. You're going to let them run the stock up 23%? What do you think? It's just going to go up 23%? What do you think? It's magic? Of course not. That's why I designed the chart with technology that it has. This is my chart. I designed this, not somebody from Wall Street. I designed it for myself. I'm saying, why do I want to listen to all this stuff? I mean, think about it. Why do you want to listen to all the fundamentals of a company? It makes what do I want to know about the market cap, trailing PE, forward PE, price to sales, price to book, profit margin, operating margin, return on assets, return on equity, which on return on assets, return on equity, that's how you look at management, you judge management, how good they are. Do you think I really need to know that? Revenue per share, gross profit, EBITDA. I don't need to know price to book, price to sale, price to market. So see, you think you do. Yet they convince you do. So you go hire some dope. You go hire some dope. Because, they know that. You don't need to know any of that. If it turns green, you buy. It turns red, you sell. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG. We'll be right back. A lot more.
Want more information on this show? Go to Philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, Philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on Philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At Philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Philsgang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to Philsgang.com. That's Philsgang.com. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Philsgang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Philsgang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Philsgang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. Philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Philsgang. That's Philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Philsgang.com. You're probably familiar with a pillow commercial that's everywhere. It's on TV. And wherever you put it, you get the pillows, this new pillow that's out. You know what? You don't need a pillow good night's sleep. You want to make sure your investments are safe. That's where you get the good night's sleep. And that's what you get here at Philsgang with our technology. It's built in to show you when your stock is ready to fail, when your stock is ready to rally. That's right, it follows the money. You don't need a pillow, you need Philsgang. That's how you get a good night's sleep. You'll always know well in advance if the market's going to collapse or your stock. Join my gang, Philsgang.com. For more information, just go to Philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-GANG. We will see you on the charts.
Find out more at Philsgang.com or call 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264, 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Philsgang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. Philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to Philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que San Jude no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow. They pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude.
The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at Philsgang.com. You know, there's nothing worse than you're investing in a stock and during the day something happens and you don't know what to do. You don't know who to call. Or you call somebody and they just give you a bunch of BS. Not here at Philsgang. We value every gang member. During the day, you got a question about your stock, you contact us. We have the best service in the world. Philsgang.com. You're not alone. You're a gang member.
For more information, go to Philsgang.com or give us a call. That's 877-600-4264.
Money, 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 can you use?
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out Philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264.
You know, we were just on a transition call with aides to the president-elect, and we asked about details. What are you talking about when he says costs are out of control? And the only response that we got was, well, $4 billion's a big number. They didn't have any details. They said that we'll provide some details after he's inaugurated. So it doesn't appear to me that there is a very sound or firm basis behind what the president-elect was saying.
Oh, like John Harwood would support anything? He would support anything that Trump would say. $4 billion? Trump knows what $4 billion is. He's a billionaire. He has his own plane. Harwood, how many planes do you have? You probably can't even ride a bicycle. You're such a dope. Remember John Harwood? This is the John Harwood right here. Remember the debate? He went after Trump.
Is this a comic book version of a presidential campaign?
It's not a comic book. And it's not a very nicely asked question, the way you say that.
I talked to economic advisors who have served presidents of both parties. They said that you have as much chance of cutting taxes that much without increasing the deficit as you would of flying away from that podium by flapping your arms really hard.
Then you have to get rid of Larry Kudlow, who sits on your panel, who's a great guy, who came out the other day and said, I love Trump's tax plan.
John Harwood is such a phony, okay, and he's not going to give Trump a break. He's not going to give him a break. It's unbelievable. But what does Harwood know? He knows nothing. He's not successful. He didn't build anything. It's unbelievable, these guys. Now, I want to get to some gold mining stocks, and I think we got some great opportunities here, but I want to also tell you we got some great news. Small businesses. I love small business because I'm a small business. A small business. And we got screwed by this administration. They put in this rule called the Dodd-Frank rule, and they duped us. They duped America, telling them that the reason for the Dodd-Frank rule was to protect the consumer. Well, that was a lie, a huge lie. Just like we could keep our insurance, we could keep our doctor. A lie. It was a lie that they were doing the Dodd-Frank to protect us, the consumer. Not true. What they did, they put in massive regulations on banks so that you and I, when we went to the bank, a small business guy went to the bank, we couldn't get a loan. Because the regulations, they made sure they were so big for these banks, so terrible for the banks, that the banks could not afford to have staff of lawyers, have compliance people. 2 compliance people would take a small bank and put it out of business. Not out of business, but there wouldn't be any profits. So they used this fake premise that was going to help the consumer when all Obama wanted to do is kill small business. And the only way he could kill small business is take their money away from them because they're not public companies. In your neighborhood, in your city, you'll see many businesses, 25, 30 people, 5 people, 10 people, they go to their community bank. Well, he wanted to kill that business. He doesn't, because he knows that small business is the solution to this recovery. Small business, we never had a recovery. There's no recovery. We could have had a recovery if he went to small businesses, but he didn't want to go to small businesses. He didn't want to build small business. He wanted to do everything he could to hurt them. And he knew his solution was small business because they create real jobs, real job programs. But the problem is it contradicts his core principles, Obama's core principles, his ideology of large government and redistribution of wealth. So that's why he wouldn't do it. Because he was afraid he would lose his base, welfare recipients. He was afraid to lose welfare recipients. They'd get grumpy on him. And you also lose a lot of his contributors, big guys, like Buffett and the rest of them. Because remember, this was a way to put competition out. See, big businesses hate small businesses because they know there'll be competition. So if you can put a lot of regulations on small business, they will not be able to grow from their garage and go to Wall Street and get money. So the president, believe me, he got all his money, as all these congressmen do and senators do, all from big businesses. So to kill small businesses, big businesses love it. Because remember, it's the ingenuity. It's from small businesses where ingenuity comes from, where products come from. Look with Apple. Apple came from a garage. Microsoft from a garage. My little chart here that identifies and shows you when money is going in and money goes. Nobody has that. That's my invention. That's what I did. Okay, that's my little room. I designed this thing. So you think the big boys like to have me have this, where I could show how stupid they are when they tell you to buy pace car. You think they want me to show you how? Hey, I can tell you exactly where this money's going to go in, money going to go out. They don't want that because they think you need what? You need a financial advisor.
What's a financial advisor?
That is a term that means almost nothing. It is somebody who might be a financial planner, or it could be a broker who is really a salesperson.
The vast majority of so-called advisors, around 85%, are not fiduciaries.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
That's it. That's it. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. All right, let's get to mining stocks. Look, I told my gang over a year ago we're going to start buying gold mining stocks, and everybody thought I was nuts. Everybody on Wall Street, don't buy gold mining stocks, don't buy gold mining stocks. And I said, we're going to wait. We're going to trust our chart. And as soon as we start seeing money coming, I said, money's going to start coming to mining stocks. And GDX is an exchange-traded fund for all the mining stocks. And our GDX went up 140%. Now, I'm not suggesting every gang member got 140%. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is we identified with my chart, the MV2, where the buy was. Each gang member decides when they're going to get in. Now, here's why I think we're going to have a great opportunity again. See, I think owning mining stocks makes sense again because most gold mines are closed right now. That's when you buy them, when they're closed. They're not open. You buy them when they're leveraged to the price of gold. So while production costs are way below the market price, because this means that any small increase in gold price will be fantastic for mining stocks. Not gold, but mining stocks. Demand for gold, we're noticing, is rising. Why? Because there's uncertainty going on with a change in power from one administration to another. Smart money knows we are in far worse shape economically than when the market crashed in 2008. They know we're heading for a crash. They know China, we got so many economic problems with China that we didn't have when the market crashed in 2008. That's causing gold demand. And there's nothing like a recession for gold to rise. And we never got out of the recession we were in. We've been lied to in the first place. We were lied to about the recovery. It was an illusion. They created an illusion by front-loading this fake stock market, by putting in free stimulus money, 0% money, injecting all those trillions of dollars of money, and they front-loaded it. The rally only benefited a small segment of the population, remember, the 1% because they're always in the market anyways, because about 65, 70% of their income comes from the stock market. Everybody else in 401ks, they got out after 2008, and they went to bonds because they kept saying, I just want to protect my principal. So they weren't in the market. They didn't get any part of the 180% fake rally. Now, I think what's going to happen is this. We're going to see a big rally in gold because of Trump's fiscal policies, and we couldn't have a perfect timing. More perfect timing because the mines are closed right now. And he's going to come in with this fiscal policy. We got all kinds of inflationary policies that's great for gold. Good example, infrastructure plans, great for gold. Defense spending, great for gold. All inflationary. This is terrific for gold. Now, this is going to be great. Now, the only problem is he's going to have to borrow money to get all this done because he's got a lot of overhead. He's not going to be able to get this done in 6 to 12 months. He knows that. But right now, with just the rising interest rates alone, is going to increase inflation dramatically. And gold loves inflation. Join my gang, 877-600-GANG, and follow us with GDX.
Want more information on this show? Go to Philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. To many, the stock market is shrouded in mystery. When do I buy? What is the stop loss? Should I invest on earnings? Is it time to sell? At Philsgang, we want to clear the investing fog for you. We want to make you an educated, confident investor and ultimately a profitable investor. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Philsgang team have been dedicated to teaching, guiding, and answering your investment questions. And with our new Philsgang website and customer support messaging system, we are available when you need us to answer your questions. Philsgang.com can be accessed from your home, office, or any location where internet is available. Plus, you never miss a beat because all material is archived. From beginner beginner to seasoned investor, Phil Grandy has been helping thousands of people learn about the stock market and producing smart investing strategies. Whether you're preparing for retirement or looking to secure your financial future, learn, invest, and profit with Philsgang. That's Philsgang.com. For more information, call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Are you ready to get serious about your financial future? Reduce your debt, pay off those student loans, and prepare for retirement. Taking control of your finances can be intimidating, but with Philsgang.com, you will be educated and guided to make smart investment decisions in the stock market. If the market is up or down, Philsgang.com is the only source where you'll learn how to trade stocks and how to invest in the stock market using professional-level skills and strategies. For more information, go to Philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Let me ask you, could you use a little extra money? Well, of course you could. Everybody could use that extra revenue to pay the bills, pay down debt, or save for retirement. With Philsgang.com, we help you make that extra income in the stock market. For over 15 years, Phil Grandy and the Philsgang.com team have helped folks who are interested in learning short-term and long-term investing by providing professional-level charting skills and strategies. Philsgang.com is your #1 source to learn, invest, and profit in the stock market. And you can do this for only $39.95 a month. With Philsgang.com, you learn how to invest in the market, you get daily investment coaching guidance, and you will learn to invest and trade with the skills and confidence of the pros. Just log on and get daily investment instructions and make profits. Plus, all Philsgang.com material is archived for your convenience. Go to Philsgang.com to join or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Call today.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
At St. Jude, a family never sees a bill at all. It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders.
The treatment doesn't get any better than what you receive at St. Jude. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Finding cures. Saving children. Learn more at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, Philsgang.com. Open Line Friday. Don't forget, every Friday, here's the number, 855-745-7445. Use that number to participate in my radio show where I can give you information on your stock. Don't forget, that's every Friday, Open Line Friday. That's here on Philsgang.com, every Friday.
Don't miss it. Tune in and call Phil with your stock questions on Open Line Fridays. Left-wing, right-wing, libertarians, independents. We may not all agree on politics, but we all agree that we need to plan for retirement. At Philsgang.com, we prepare you and educate you on how to invest in the stock market so you can secure your retirement and live comfortably. Call Philsgang today, 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Or go to Philsgang.com. That's Philsgang.com. Welcome back to Philsgang Radio Show. For more information, simply go to Philsgang.com.
I could see the inspiration winning out. Like if the economy seems to be booming, all these businessmen in charge, people kind of believe in this. A lot of people do. It could be a good time. Yeah, this could be a really good time to invest in real estate.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's not even president yet. He still has all the headwind against him. This economy is not going to turn around next 6 to 12 months, even though the bond yield tells us it's going to. It's a head fake. It's not going to. If they raise rates, which they're going to, I don't think they're going to. I really don't. But let's assume they do. That's going to be very, very inflationary. All these programs are inflationary. The problem is when you raise a rate a quarter of point, we're adding to our payment. We pay $233 billion a year in interest on the $20 trillion. We're adding another $177 billion on top of the $223 billion, but we cannot absorb it because we're not growing our economy to 3%. Our real economy rate of growth is about 1.5% when you take all the garbage out of the way. Did you notice when they came in and they told us the fourth quarter that the GDP was going to be is 3.6%? 3.6%. Did you notice the next day they didn't? You can't see it anywhere in the newspapers. Nobody tells you on TV. The very next day they said, "Oh, we made a mistake. We dropped it down from 3.6% to GDP for the fourth quarter we're in now. They're estimating to guess what? 3.6 down to 2.4. Really? They're going to put it down even more. You know why they did that? Because they said, we made a mistake. We had too many soybeans in there. It was a one-time event. They made the soybean story up, that there's countries all around the world, there was a soybean catastrophe, and the bugs ate all the soybeans. So they had to go in and we had to replenish all these countries with soybeans. So they just made up these numbers, just made up the numbers. Can you imagine? Fake numbers. Then they took the GDP, they count all their inventory, and they bloated the inventory up. Isn't that amazing? Never trust GDP. But let's get back to why mining stocks are going to be terrific. Because, once again, he's going to have to borrow money to get all his programs financed. He's not going to be able to grow the economy from 1.5%, we use 1.5%, to 3% fast enough to absorb the interest rate. That means more inflation. Gold mining stocks are going to be much better than gold, than the bullion. Because as I stated, these gold mines, are leveraged to the price of gold. Just a little bump in gold, you're going to get much more out of gold mining stocks than you'll ever get out of bullion. I proved that last year when we used our chart, the MV2 chart, and when it started to turn green, we started to buy GDX. It went up over 100 and what was it? 140%, I think it was. 140% at least. I mean, it was amazing. And it also, on the way up, when they had big pullbacks, it told us to get out so we could protect our profits. So I think the same thing's going to happen with that. I really do. But I want you to remember something. This economy that they keep saying is terrific. Are you nuts? It's one big lie. It's a lie. If it's so strong, why is the household debt at a historic $12.3 trillion? Because people don't have good jobs. They don't have the money to go buy stuff, so they're using credit cards and debt. Why are credit card delinquencies hitting the highest level since 2012? Oh, he's handing over a great economy. Yeah, right, with credit card delinquencies hitting the highest level since 2012. Yeah, real booming economy, all right. And household debt is at a historic 12.3%. And we have 6 million Americans are delinquent on their auto loans. We have an economy where 74% of the S&P 500 companies have no earnings growth, no revenue growth. So that means they're cutting back their jobs to part-time. Wages aren't increasing. What happens next? A recession. That's right. You go right into another recession. What Obama is handing over to Trump is an economic time bomb. A fake economy. But you wouldn't know that. Listen to the media. You would think the economy is we had a full recovery. No, we didn't. It's a lie. Obama is really handing over an economy where a number of those employed is less than 62% of our population. Let me repeat. This is historic low. A good economy when he's handing over an economy where the number of those employed is less than 62% of our population. What, are you nuts? You can't recover with that. But we can't increase jobs because of the regulations that Obama put on banks, small community banks, through a fake Frank Dodd bill that said it was going to protect small consumers, which did nothing but kill small banks, would not let them loan to me, the small businessman, because he would have to hire compliance people. And they get so many, and they'd have to hire lawyers, and they get staff up, and that's why they put all of this stuff on the small banks to make sure they wouldn't loan to us, because they figured out, well, if I got all this compliance, we're going to have lawyers. I got compliance people. I'll never make any money, so I'm not going to loan to small businesses, and that's why we're in a mess. That's why we're in a mess. So all I want you to do is think about this: if you want to retire, you got to create wealth. I think we got a tremendous opportunity coming up. If you want to follow me, let me be your coach. Follow me in the mining stocks. I will tell you. Join the gang. Here's the number, 877-600-GANG, 877-600-GANG. I will tell you when to get in the exchange-traded fund, GDX, which is a basket of wonderful mining stocks. So you don't have to worry about which one should I get in. I will bring you through that. Okay? I'll show you how to go through this. All right? That's just where you better be. And you also are going to know well in advance with this stock market, not only the recent 6% Trump rally is going to crash, but when we're going to at least retrace 30%. Because when you put on a chart the S&P and you overlay it with the sale of durable goods, big items that last 3 or more years, like appliances, they're supposed to be running together. But the stock market surged ahead by 25%. So it means our revenues are lagging 25-30%. So the stock market is bloated 25-30% ahead of where our sales are. You can't have your stock market ahead 30% where your sales are. Makes no sense. That's called a bubble. I'll make sure you're not in that bubble. Give me the number, 877-600-GANG. I will never promise you I will make you rich. I'll promise you you'll have a good night's sleep when you're investing. Look, he says he's handing over a strong economy. What, when our middle class is shrinking? Our poor families are becoming poor? And 70% of our working families are earning less now than when Obama became president 8 years ago? And 72% of our workforce are living paycheck to paycheck? What are you, nuts? How is he handing over a strong economy when during his presidency, wealth inequality has hit a record high, and so has poverty? How is he handing over a strong economy to Trump since the day Obama took office, he doubled the amount of food stamps, and there are now 13 million more Americans that have become dependent on food stamps for a record 47 million? How has he handed over a strong economy when median incomes for every year Obama has been in office has gone down, causing a record 7 million middle-class Americans to slip into poverty? And we have now a record 95 million who do not have a job. Child poverty has soared to 22%. What are you, nuts? And he's doubled our national debt. Oh, yeah, he's handing over a real great economy, all right. Look, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. All I ask, if you make money, please remember St. Jude. We've been doing this for 15 years to support St. Jude. But don't send any money to St. Jude unless you make money. And my job is to make sure you make money following a chart. Join now. They're waiting for your call. 877-600-GANG. It's just $39.95 a month. Hey, we'll see you on the charts.
You have been listening to Philsgang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.